one of the challenges with interacting, I think, with business stakeholders or with operators that are working on these models every day is from a technical side, we might like to think about solver parameters and JSON data and interoperability with other systems. But from a end user perspective, how do you get them to understand the input and output data that they're looking at and really be able to reason about the model performance? So maybe we'll hop back in here with a new scenario, new model, and we can go through that.
Yeah, so in this next scenario, we again have an analyst who is investigating a model run. In this case, it's a price optimization model. And so the key thing to note here is the model is JSON in, JSON out, but the analyst is able to view that JSON data in tabular format. And so this tabular view into the data would be available for any app, no matter what the format of the input and the output is. And so the analyst could see the solution result, the computed statistics, all in a nice table view. And another part of this experience is a new feature that we just released, and that's the ability to attach custom visuals to your run. So in this case, the modeler has attached several Plotly charts to this run. And so the important thing to note is that these visuals are associated with the run. And so they're a permanent part of the run record. Anytime you make a run, these same visuals will be there. And we support Plotly and Chart.js. So any sort of chart you can do in those two libraries, you could do with your custom visuals. And then we also support interactive maps. And so anything you could do in GeoJSON, you could do as on a map as part of your custom run visualizations. So anyways, let's say in this scenario, the analyst is reviewing the charts and sees that there is waste in the Mid-South region. And so there's a zero waste initiative at the company. And so she wants to see if she can reduce the waste to zero in Mid-South. And so like before, we're going to clone the run. And in the same way, that run's input and configuration are copied over and the create run interface is pre-filled with that data. But the key difference here is, again, that same tabular view into the data is applied to the create new run interface. And so this lays out all the data in a table view, and then you can kind of edit whichever particular values that you want. And so in this situation, the analyst is keyed in on the max product allocation for the Mid-South. She thinks that 4 is too high, and so she's going to change that to 3.5. And then we're going to run the model with the new input, and we can go to the result view, go into the statistics, and we can see that indeed waste has now been reduced to 0. And as before, we'd have the same charts that would reflect the new run data. And so in this chart, we can see that waste has now gone down to 0.
Nice. I think this is maybe my personal most requested feature, and also the one that I've been super excited about, getting out there. Because when I was working at Lockheed and also at Grubhub and things like that, we would talk a lot about keeping our business users, stakeholders, operators in context and not kind of switching the views all the time that they're looking at. So I think it's really a good way to get people comfortable with the model is to kind of maintain these output views and maintain them as artifacts that are always produced on every single run. And so super excited about this one. Like Yizer said, the custom visuals feature went live this week. So certainly test it out, give us your feedback, and we'd love to hear from you if it's you want more packages supported in that, and we'd love to hear from you. The other piece of this, I think that is cool, is giving analysts and operators a way to test new configuration, right, or changes to the input data in an easy fashion is a great way to build confidence in the model,